We're live.
We're live.
We're
Live and alive.
Hi, everyone. How's it going? Welcome to our today's show. I know I didn't put a post out there, but I had no idea we were going to be doing this today.
That's just how it is.
Ooh, someone's messaging you.
Okay. We're good.
I know I didn't put a post out there, but I had no idea we were going to be doing this today.
That's just how it is. Okay, that's good.
Very cool.
All right. So we are really live.
We are live.
We are actually really live.
Yeah, no, it's, and I want to wait till a few more people get on because I want to tell them what I just told you, and it's just kind of like this. But since I had that breakthrough, I've just been feeling really buzzy. Like my whole body's just, it feels more balanced when I'm actually doing like the way I'm connecting is just, it's more of a balanced nature in how I'm like integrating that energy into myself.
Yes. Yes.
Like I was playing a game prior to last week, and I was just so tired and I couldn't do anything, so I ended up just sleeping the entire weekend. So,
yeah. This weekend?
Yeah, I ended up going to like a friend's birthday party on Saturday, but I pretty much just slept the weekend, which honestly I kind of needed to do.
Yeah. I was tired the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. How about you, Dolores? How have you been? But for anyone, I want to say this for anyone in the future that watches this, because I know we do have quite a few. We're starting to have quite a few people actually watching these. We've more or less gotten like the kinks worked out and how to do private sessions. So if you guys are interested in actually booking a private session with EThium and asking him questions, if there's way too many to have, because I know you can't always get your questions answered on here. So if you guys are interested in
private,
if you're interested in like a private session, for those who are interested in doing that, they'll put the link in the description or in the chat. And
I'll show you how to do it.
Yeah.
Just go here and go pick the session you want. Let's say this one. And you can tell us about yourselves or not. Yeah. And then you click here. And then you can book, and we'll give you the next available times. Yeah. And if you don't see times in this month, just go to the next month.
We're still just getting things worked out, but yeah. Yeah, no, we're going through like a period right now of everything actually happening, so the energy is kind of rising for all of us. Trust me, because of kind of like the ups and downs we've been having, I really miss having a regular sleep schedule. These days, I actually, I don't get as much regular sleep as I used to, but I'm good overall. So, yeah, and I just want to wait for a few more people to jump on here, and we can absolutely. Oh, so you were the one. Okay, I did actually try sending you an email to reschedule the time, but if you need to reschedule, just send an email and we'll get that set up. So. Let's wait for a couple more people to get on, and then we'll start here in a minute or two.
Yeah. And Dolores, you can always just rebook it on the site.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Like, I've had some crazy dreams lately where it's dumped me into places where I'm like, I don't know where I'm at right now. Just kind of go with it. Yeah, so like I said, we'll give it a minute or two more, and we'll see who else wants to jump on and hang out with us, and then
Bluetooth connected.
Bluetooth connected.
Yeah, I'll set my speaker to Bluetooth so I can hear better. Another thing maybe to mention, okay, that's good. Another thing to mention is on today's topic, experience the truth. A lot of changes coming rapidly from all over, whether they're personal, societal, political. Things are on edge. So these times, especially these times, we have to be very calm and look where the truth is, and let it come through. Let it come truth through for truth, or something like that.
Thanks, Joe, for for the. It's called I shave my head once a month right now.
There's another Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe. There were three of us in grade school in the same class.
Right. Weird dreams can always be interesting. Um, Even if we don't have another person, we can start and just do that whole thing. You ready?
You ready?
All right, give me a
Welcome,
sec.
Ethan, and we'll see you in a minute.
Good day to you.
Good day, good day. Welcome.
We would like to start in this way. We would like to let you know at this time, look at all of what you have believed to be true. Every aspect of your life, every aspect that you've been told in your past, what is true and what you thought was true. The things you thought about your reality, the things you thought about yourself. Redefine your definitions, redefine your experiences, redefine your connections to your friends and family and yourself. Do not at any point allow yourself to purely go off of hearsay or what you believed to be true in the past. Recheck, reevaluate every situation, every person in your life, every relationship that you have to yourself, as well as your belief systems. Find out in every aspect of your life whether they are still true for you as you are all going through this shifting portal into higher resonance, higher frequencies of reality. And you are giving yourself a chance to redefine your connection and be able to let go of connections that no longer serve you in your being and your expectation of who you are, insistences, understanding that everything that has show up, whether it's positive or negative, give yourself a chance to experience it, to decide whether or not that it is right for you. Because things for a person that you used to be or a reality that you used to be in may no longer be true for who you are and what you have to bring to the table and how you connect to everyone around you. So, in this instance, we would ask that you take some time throughout the days ahead, that you really fully look at these aspects of your life and give yourself a chance to reevaluate your relationship to them, whether it's beliefs, whether it's a relationship with another person, whether it's a situation, whether it's even your job. Give yourself a chance to decide whether or not you would like to continue these types of relationships. So when we say experience truth, experience the truth of yourself beyond just the aspects of what are surface to you. Decide whether or not you would like to hold on to those things anymore. If they serve you, keep them. If they don't, let them go. Say they serve their purpose and allow them to go, because the longer you hold on to them, the longer they will stay around. Good day.
Good day. Thank you very much. With regarding to evaluating one's life, we understand that the reality around us is changing rapidly, and we are perhaps discovering more truth than we knew before.
Yes.
I've noticed that some people, myself too sometimes, I'm having problems letting go of things, even when we start suspecting or knowing they're not true,
Yes.
because of the fear of loss.
What is there to lose? You don't lose anything. If it's truly yours, it will come back to you because it is of an equal vibration to you that truly does belong to you, whether it's a belief or a person.
Yes. You understand that a lot of humans, especially here in the quote-unquote West,
Yes.
Experience FOMO, fear of missing out, quite on the regular, afraid to let go.
Many humans are still children mentally. Generally, the idea of FOMO, or the fear of missing out, comes out of more of a juvenile state that has not been allowed to grow into a full person.
I see.
If you need to hold on to something, generally these types of thought processes come out of the child that has not been allowed to move past a certain point where they believe the world around them is moving beyond their recognition and their way of being, that they are missing something that they need to be there for. Generally speaking, if you need to be there for something, you won't miss it.
Thank you. What would be a good process for someone to start looking at their own set of beliefs and reevaluate those against perhaps the new reality we're entering?
Ask yourself, what is the feeling behind the fear of missing out? What aspect of yourself is there? When you have allowed yourself to look at the surface emotion, ask yourself what's behind that particular emotion. Then go on until you find a state where you ask yourself the question that the emotion, what is driving it? What is the root cause of it? Do not sit there and allow yourself to dwell on the situation itself for too long. But look at the chart. Look at the aspect of yourself that you have chosen to hold on to. Reevaluate, because many humans, we do not say this to be mocking you or talking down to you in any way, but many humans are still stuck being 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
So give yourself a chance to grow up. Give yourself a chance to fully be yourself. Give yourself those things that you feel like you missed out on.
Thank you.
Because many times, that younger version of you may just need a hug.
Thank you for this. And it's very true. Many of us stuck at some what was at the time considered to be traumatic, and you could have been 5 or 7 or 9,
Yeah.
and still hold that for the rest of their lives.
There are definitions and things that you all hold on to that keep you stuck in the place where you were. The channel in front of you was told and given the information about a year ago that if you would like to continue the channeling process with us and continue the vibrational state that we are, you need to not continue to drink. Until he got to the root cause of why he drank, he continued to do that, which the moment he truly gave it up, the connection with us improved drastically.
Thank you.
The information you are looking for in your life, the connections you are looking for in your life, are on the other side of those things you are not willing to give up.
I got you. Would you imagine that the process to really reach a truth with oneself and I guess by reaching truth with oneself, you'll reach peace and forgiveness and compassion towards self and others. Is that process incremental, happens a little bit at a time, or is there a state where you just flip and just get it?
In an advanced state, yes. Generally speaking, for most people, most humans, it's little by little. What do you think we are doing with most of the people who watch these transmissions? We are helping you through the process to take some time to yourself. Because many of the people who have reported watching these in the past have reported the idea of being okay with those things that have happened to them or through them.
Yes, I see it, and I can attest personally to that as well.
Give yourself space, be gentle, forgive yourself. Generally speaking, we speak generally in this term. When you have truth, it is much more easy to forgive yourself about situations and things you have gone through.
Yes.
If you know the truth of why a relationship ended, you will not lament on it. You will not allow yourself to be stuck in one place or lamenting the fact that this relationship ended when in truth you knew it was time for that particular relationship or that particular person to exit your life. If you're honest.
Yes. And therefore, there's no loss here because you've gained, you've learned from that interaction.
Yes. But you have to be willing to look at the truth of what was the interaction, what was the reason why you had that person in your life, what was the lesson that that person was there to teach you, and what lesson were you there to teach them. Be honest with yourself at all times, in all places, with all people. You will show up 100% as yourself when you act from this particular state. And typically speaking, most people who act in this state are much more willing to forgive themselves and the other person.
Absolutely.
You all have been asking how to move forward with your life. This is the simplest way you can do it.
Thank you.
The more complicated you make these processes, the longer they take.
Thank you. I want to ask a somewhat unrelated question regarding to sightings.
Are you sure it's unrelated?
No, I'm not sure it's unrelated.
Well, there we go.
All right. So I scrolled on one of the social media channels today, and more and more I see evidence of UFOs. And today, one was supposedly reported above Israel, which is a curious place regarding everything that's happening there. Is there a
Yes.
specific significance to seeing UFOs over Israel, especially this time, or is it just the idea of seeing the UFO is the same all over and it does not have any additional significance over a certain area because what is or not happening there?
All definitions and all reasons for things to be there. There may be people actually performing a mission to help keep things calm or keep things from blowing up and destroying everything. Because we are just people. Keep that in mind. We are just people. We do have jobs. We do have things that we do. But we may be there to give you a definition to realize that there's a larger aspect to your beings, to your experiences that will help evolve the energy on your planet because it is in such a highly auspicious time period for you as you're moving forward because there are so many cameras pointed to the sky, as it were.
Yes.
You asked for major sightings. What have you been seeing in the last week?
Right.
More major sightings all around your world, not just in the US, not just in North America, not just in Europe, but everywhere.
True. And if I recall correctly, the meteor shower that is coming in the next few days, we may see even more sightings because many heads will be turned up.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Are we to expect any interaction, or these are just passive sightings for now?
Passive sightings for now. You are not ready for the face-to-face interactions. If you were ready to have them, you would have them. But at this time, you are not ready to have these types of interactions. Just getting used to our particular frequency and the knowing that there are ships coming and going throughout your atmosphere all the time and that they are there to observe.
Thank you.
Do not place anything on them that does not belong there.
Sorry?
Do not place a meaning on the situation that does not belong there.
Okay, thank you. There was an article in one of the mainstream media, I believe it was in Hebrew, and he said there was a discovery of a cave on the moon, if I recall.
Yes.
And that was interesting because there was a mainstream media that usually does not report anything to do with extraterrestrials.
Yes.
So am I to understand from this that the main media is not being tapped to disclose more presence of extraterrestrials?
Yes.
Okay.
To expand your awareness on a more mass scale than just a simple person with just a few people watching him can do.
Right. No, for so many years, there was a media blanket. There was the famous incident when there was a UFO, and they said it was a weather balloon, and a lot of these types.
Yes.
For some reason, the last year or two, there started to be more video released from the cockpit of a radar of some plane, or from some cameras, and so why is it allowed now?
Because you are approaching the idea of open contact. You must become familiar with and resonate with the fact that we exist. We are around you all the time.
Yes. I guess my question is there someone that controls, and how went to media school, but is there someone that controls the amount of exposure the ET subject will receive in main media?
Partially your governments and partially media groups that are in contact, more open contact with beings like us.
Okay, I see.
But as the acceleration happens, the level where you can actually start interacting with us approaches, you'll start seeing it more and more often because your leaders in years to come will have to deal with this particular idea.
Right. When the masses realize that governments and other human people have been in direct contact with extraterrestrials at least since Roswell, in our time, would you think they'd be upset at the government that hid it from them?
For some time, but those governments that existed at that time, the people who existed in your governments at that time, are all dead at this point.
I see.
But understand that the idea of Kennedy in the United States in a reality that you all did exist in at one point, towards the end of his second term in office, revealed the identity and the existence of extraterrestrials, and it destroyed that version of Earth.
Kennedy did?
Yes. That is why he was assassinated in his first term when he was.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But because it was deemed so disruptive to that society, you shifted to a reality where you are slowly starting to receive this understanding. This is why we have said many times, you do not want us to show ourselves before it's time.
Yes, I get that. That's logical. Okay, thank you for this. Could you tell me why there was a break of 50 years in the moon missions?
Money, partly, and also they were informed that they need to prepare, become ready to interact with more beings like us. Your society needed to change, your society needed to grow. Look at many of the movies that were existing around that time of space invaders coming to destroy all humanity and enslave you.
Right.
You needed to make a shift as a civilization, energetically, mentally, so you could actually accept interacting with us. Because there are many things in the universe that you would not be ready for if you didn't have these types of interactions like you are having currently.
Right. What? Oh, thank you. Could you tell me why Elon Musk is developing like rocket-propelled rockets, where we will clearly have technology that could take us to Mars in a few minutes, in a few years?
You are revisiting old ideas, revisiting old understandings that was previous technology. Understand that the technology that we will bring to you has to slowly be introduced as well. Otherwise, it will look like magic to you.
Right.
If you do not know how to use a particular piece of equipment, it will be nothing but a stone to you.
Yes. Yes,
But
I get
eventually,
that.
to the technology that will be given to you, you will understand how to use it and how to interact with it, what buttons to push, what menus to interact with. Think about when you get a new piece of technology you have never used before. How long does it take you to actually interact with it to understand, oh, I go here to change this setting to make it more conducive to me interacting with this piece of device to do what I need it to do? You are learning
Right.
the rules of the interactions, much like you are learning the rules of interaction when you are interacting with me or the Bashar or any other extraterrestrial, because we do not think like you.
Thank you. Same question about electric cars. At the time, it looked like a great idea to me, but today I'm not sure anymore. There's the issue of lithium and the toxin that it generates and doesn't degrade and
Yes,
not enough power, all these things.
it
Is
is
it
a
also some
stepping, it is a stepping stone for your civilization, technologically speaking.
right? So it's an intermediary technology.
Yes, think of how many more gallons of gas that engines that were no longer being used, cars that were no longer being used, were allowing more people to have the idea of making the shift to a different type of technology or a different piece of equipment that acts differently.
I see what you mean.
These are all stepping stones. Everything that you are going through, all the people that you have talked to, think of in your mainstream media as it stands now. There is more and more talk of extraterrestrials. There are bills, there are policies being put in place that must be there before you start interacting with us, because in the United States, they are going through a process of immigrants coming to the United States, and think of also in Europe. And these are of your same species, of your same people from different areas of your world, but they are of your same race, same species.
Yeah, yeah.
When you start interacting with beings like us in person, you are going to have a different perspective and you are going to have to work through these things more openly.
So there's a big change of heart needed here.
Yes, and that is what you are all going through currently.
Yes. Do you have any? Thank you for this. Do you have any concerns with what's happening in the Middle East right now?
No. There are many things, many safeguards in place that will stop that particular event from erupting into all-out conflict.
Thank you. Some people say that we're experiencing the last of wars, the last of the old world, and this time will be the last round, and then we'll have a golden era of peace and unity for many, many years.
Yes, for many thousands of years.
Do you think that's on the table?
Yes.
Yes.
We wouldn't be here if there wasn't.
Right. Is it even possible to have extraterrestrial contact, collaborations, while some places on that planet still experiencing war?
Yes. But these are merely the types of people that are clinging to the old vibration, the old ways of doing things. It doesn't make them bad. It just makes them afraid to move forward and trying to hold on like hell to those past experiences and those past ways of operating.
Thank you. I see what you mean. I'd like to rephrase my question. I made an error asking the question, but thank you for that answer. That explained one thing. I'm speaking more of open contact where an extraterrestrial can interact with someone on the street or in a certain setting, not government officials.
Yes.
Could we have that contact while a couple countries away there's still war?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
The preparation process doesn't stop because humans decide to fight each other.
Thank you.
In the majority of the countries around your world, there is no war, where people are not fighting each other.
Yeah, that's true.
So the type of interactions we're talking about, where you're more having face-to-face interactions in more secluded places, away from the larger populations, they're happening. They're here to say hey. They're here to allow a few people at a time to start having more face-to-face interactions, more open contact with the people that are ready for us to have it. We can sense your vibration when someone is ready.
Yes. Thank you. I recall one of the Ra sessions. Ra was asked, why did you wait so long to come back? And Ra responded that every time they came to the planet and they gifted technology, the humans used it for war purposes.
Yes.
How do we make sure that this time it's not going to happen? The technology you're going to give us is not going to be used for all kinds of violence.
It already is being used for those particular endeavors.
Okay. Thank you for this.
Much of the newer technology you are seeing on ships around the United States and other allies that are connected to the United States have equipment that has been reverse engineered from UFOs.
Right, such stealth technology or rocket technology or radar technology or computer networks?
Yeah. Yes, all these things.
Right.
You have made advancements on your own, but much of the actual big advancements you have made is merely reverse engineered technology.
Right, thank you.
It doesn't make you better, it doesn't make you worse, but it is the understanding that you do have a level of technology that will accelerate over the years, and you must move past these types of events, eruptions of things happening before much of the more advanced technology to be able to be used and brought to your planet will even remotely be given to you.
Yes.
You as a people must decide who you are. We can't do it for you.
Absolutely. Thank you. these are real times where people have to decide how they want their lives to look like, and the countries and states and their living environment and everything.
Yes. We would
Yeah.
not deny you the ability to actually experience these things, live these things, be these things. It's your choice.
Thank you. And perhaps one that is clear to see these days, today there was a bit of a shakeup in the financial markets.
Yes.
And some people claim that that system has to go, and for a new system to come up, this system has to crash.
Yes.
Therefore, they're saying that markets and the entire financial system is about to crash. I don't know if overnight or it'll take some time, but they say that system.
It will take a small amount of time. But your economies will need to transform. And the economies to take its place will take some time to develop for everyone to be equal around your planet, not have one currency be so much more expensive than the other or trade for so much than the other.
Right. Yes.
You guys have been asking for these types of changes for a long time. Well, they are here.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
The timing may not always be ideal, but these types of interactions, these types of resets are happening. It is giving you chances to redecide what you would like to do with it. How would you like to have your economy? How would you like to have the connection or trading of energy via money, or more of a bartering system to happen? Say someone has a skill that allows them to actually connect to another person or do a particular task.
Yes.
These are the kinds of events that happen. You have been asking for these types of resets to happen. Now they are happening. Don't freak out. Understand that this is the process.
Right. Thank you. And I guess that one of the results of a process such is, as people realize that the government have not been good enough to guard for their pensions and money and hard-earned dollars or whatever currency they use.
Yes.
Therefore, they will replace the government with other people that perhaps can do a better job.
Well, we wouldn't say completely replace the government, but transform your government and allow the old systems that were not working to fade away.
Right. Thank you, Ethan. I'd like your extraterrestrial perspective on taxes, in particular property tax. So here in Canada, we pay the local government tax on every property. But if you think about it, I'm not even sure they have the right to charge tax on this property, since this property was taken by force from the indigenous people.
Yes.
What is the extraterrestrial perspective on that?
You are paying into a system that has existed and will continue to exist for a small time. But ultimately, these types of taxes will disappear. Understand that you are going through a process that will transform your world, will transform the approach that everything has, and the systems that you thought were laws, thought that were there to support you. You realize through many of the actions that different people have taken over the last few years of time that these people were not actually there for you or to serve you, or these systems were not as set in stone as you thought they were.
Yes, I think it's becoming more and more evident now to a lot of people.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it's done through hardship, financial hardship, wars, all kinds of stuff.
It's only hardship if you define it that way.
Yeah, that's true.
This is the transformation process. You have all been asking for this for quite some time.
Right.
This is the process.
Fair enough.
Give yourself space to look at the event that you are going through and decide whether or not you would like to continue.
Right. Thank you. With regards to financial systems, I've looked a little bit into the world of cryptography. And I'm not going to ask you for predictions here, but I've noticed that.
We wouldn't give them even if you asked.
No, of course not. And but the point is that I looked from through. I saw two groups of this technology. One is more central, like the XRP coin or token, whatever it is, and the other is more like the decentralized, like the Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So I can see how XRP and similar technologies that work real fast, and you can move funds around the world real quickly.
Yes.
But the other one is perhaps more secure, but then again, nobody knows who started it. And perhaps if the power goes down, that entire system can go down. Even if the power goes down in one of the centers where they have all the Bitcoin computers.
That wouldn't stop them from actually operating because it is decentralized. It is not just one place. It requires a long chain of events to happen. It may cause a speed bump, but it won't actually stop it.
Right.
Think of many of the types of currencies, the things you are experiencing and experimenting with currently, all as stepping stones. Much of the technology that you are developing right now and starting to show up in your society, these types of things are stepping stones.
Yes.
Going forward, your civilization will change what they value, what they are choosing to have and place value in and trust in, and decide what kind of society you would like to have.
Right.
Because your planet is shifting to a higher dimensional state. Would you like to shift with it?
Right.
It's doing it without you. Know the truth. Know the truth of yourself. And do you resonate with all those things in your life, whether it's money, taxes, death, relationships? This is why this idea was given to the channel.
Yes.
To look at the truth of your situations. Does this resonate with you? Is your experience still resonant with this particular idea, this particular way of being? Do you want to live this way? Do you support the system that continues to work against you?
Thank you. Another shift that I've noticed, and that's across wide range of people that I've been interacting with, is it looks like people are more open to hearing things that perhaps before they wouldn't even consider. And it could be simple things like if you eat late at night, you'll get up tired.
Yes.
And I find more and more people are willing to speak and to interact, to communicate.
Yes.
Even if the topic before they wouldn't even agree to listen to it.
Yes.
Is this all part of it?
Yes. You are going through the point and getting to the point of critical mass as a population. So therefore, more people are going to be that you're going to be interacting with are the versions of them that are more open to different ideas, more open to the possibilities of who you are and what you are, where you came from, outside of what you've been told for thousands of years.
Yes.
This is what you all have been asking for, correct?
Yes.
There you go.
There you
Not so
go.
complicated, correct?
Sorry?
Not so complicated, correct?
Not so complicated, correct. Thank you. The same I've noticed with the topic of natural health. So eating, we spoke a lot about the quality of the water and eating healthy and avoiding junk food and so on. And I find more and more people are actually willing to do it and to let go of whatever habits they have and replace them with more natural nutrition.
Yes.
All part of it.
Yes. It's a whole system. We're a whole planet.
Right.
You may have parts of the planet that are not quite working together, but you are a whole planet. You are a whole system. You are a whole energy. Just like each individual person is a whole energy.
Yes. I spoke to someone last week, and he works at a fairly large bread company, and he said the bread sales, and those loaves of bread are sold at the supermarket, they're common, and he said that their bread sales were down 30%.
Yes.
He said that the young people don't eat bread as much, or something like that. Is that all part of it?
Yes. They recognize that that particular type of food, that particular substance, it does not resonate with who they are and what they are wanting to eat. Understand that as you shift to higher frequencies, different types of food will become less common.
Right. Would people drink less pop?
Yes.
Yes.
Less sugar,
Okay.
more natural.
Yeah. Very good.
You all, as a collective, as a planet, will naturally shift away from the idea of super processed foods that are not quite good for you.
That's very good.
The way you
That's
look, the way you age, the way you show yourself and you show up in relationships will all shift, but you are going through the process right now. We cannot state this enough that the particular understanding that comes with being fully present and fully yourself will naturally guide you away from things that no longer work for you.
right. Thank you. If anyone wants to put questions in the chat, please do. I don't think we have any right now. Ethan, can I ask you a little bit more about your crafts?
What about them?
I'd like to know more about the type of crafts you mentioned, because you mentioned throughout that there's very large ones, there's small ones. Just curious
Yeah.
to what type of crafts they are, how do they move, if they move, and so on.
It is more along the lines of electrogravitic. We use gravity to propel ourselves by changing our locational variable that actually accelerates our way of moving. Because we are not experiencing the type of G's that you would in the crafts that you currently have, we can perform maneuvers that humans cannot. We can shift our position very quickly because we are working on a completely different energetic system and way of thinking about physics that human crafts are not currently able to exhibit, even in the basic forms that your reverse engineer crafts actually can move. Because many of those crafts are not capable of interstellar travel, only short distances, such as your moon.
Right.
Or to Mars.
Right. What about larger size crafts?
They can jump light years. Those are motherships. Those are places where most civilizations actually are at this point when you exist out in the universe. Typically, your home worlds are left more naturally stated, more natural in nature, more closer to the roots of the planets itself, because we do not need to disrupt nature in order to have a civilization, because we live
Right.
mostly on giant ships.
Right. Do you have vegetations on the ships?
Yes.
Yes.
Most of the actual vegetation on the ships is from our homeworlds to remind us of the places we come from.
Do ships like yours have any active defense or offense mechanisms or weapons of sorts?
Yes, we do not typically use them. We do not need to typically use them, but we do have them.
So it's possible that there's another craft that could attack one craft?
Yes, but generally in our interstellar alliance, we do not have the idea of attacking each other. That is one of the
Right.
tenets of our civilization and also the interstellar alliance that we belong to.
Right. How far spread are Sasani's ship at any given time?
From moment to moment, it changes, it shifts. My ship and stay in place above the surface of your planet. But I can also shift myself and my ship to another space system, another star system simultaneously, if I need to.
Right. Okay, I have some questions in the chat here, and thank you for that. Deloria Cornea. Will the solar flare activity continue to rise? Is it a part of the ascension process?
Yes, it is a symptom.
And that's me asking, do the solar flares affect or design to affect what's going on Earth?
Yes, they are there for a reason.
Does the sun logos sends those solar flares for a particular reason all the time?
Yes,
Yes.
they are energizing your planet. They are energizing your entire system. They are also there to let you know where your weak spots are.
Right. And with the August 8th, which is called Lion's Gate,
Yes.
is there a specific happening or activity for that date?
You are being asked to roll.
Right.
You are being asked to speak your truth. We do not give these transmissions when we do by accident. It is all synchronistic. It is all there to guide. It is all there to help. And it is all there to illustrate to those that need it, that speak it, and that want to learn from it, to speak your truth, to roar, and speak to the larger aspect of your civilization.
Thank you. Dolores again, thank you. Is our carbon-based DNA switching to crystalline?
Silica. But yes, it is crystalline in nature. Scientists are actually finding that they are finding more silica in your DNA, in your genetic makeup. Your genetics are starting to reflect the idea that you are crystallizing in as a being in a higher dimensionality of physical reality.
Thank you. I'm not sure I understand this one. I'll read it and you can respond any way you like. Rico Sigma, what's my exact time, date, and place of birth for my human design chart?
You can look that up yourself.
Okay, thank you.
That particular information is not available to the channel, so therefore it is not available to us. You can look in your records in your place of birth to know what your particular vibrational frequency that allowed you to birth into this reality. These types of records, because it is much easier to connect to that information via just going to look it up on your internet or going to the place where you're born and requesting records than going through someone who does not have access to that particular information.
Okay, I see. I see what you mean. Thank you. So Rico, you can access your birth records and find it there.
Yes, because there are many things that we are not here to do for you.
Very good. Thank you.
Look for the truth.
Look for the truth.
Go experience the truth. Go experience the idea of your time, your place of birth, the date of your birth, so you can learn more of the themes that you have chosen to incarnate with and expand your awareness. Because we are assuming that is what you are actually looking for, that particular information to be able to do.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. EThium, we spoke very little of astrology before, but I spoke with an astrologer friend, and I gave her my date and time of birth, and she came with some very interesting things.
Yes.
Would you recommend everyone to check their astrologic chart?
When you look at your natal chart, the birth chart, the day of your birth, the time of your birth, the place where you were born, these particular types of understandings that come through astrologers, the interpretation that is happening through the astrology itself, you are given a chance to look at the particular positions of these planets more scientifically, more openly, and to be given a interpretation of what was going on in the particular themes that you chose for your life to learn and grow from. We would ask you at this time what kind of information was given to you from your friend.
Thank you.
We are asking you what kind of information was given to you by your friend that illuminated the need to ask these types of questions.
Well, the information was given to me that I have several stars in Pisces.
Yes.
And Pisces represents spirituality.
Yes.
But it also could be represent on the flip side, on the other side, the material world, the physical world.
Yes.
And then my friend was speaking of whichever stars are in Pisces, what their meaning and how they come to fruition, to light in the light of Pisces. If I understood that correctly.
And from having this understanding, did it illuminate the information that you have chosen to bring into the world and how you connect to it?
Very much. It gave me a beautiful perspective on what I'm doing and the path I've been taking.
Yeah.
And it put all together. It makes sense out of it.
Yes.
Yes.
It is a particular theme that you chose for yourself to physicalize the spiritual being and bring it into physical reality, to bring that understanding into your physical reality and share it with those around you.
And here we are.
Much like you are doing right now.
That's right. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to enable me to do that.
You enabled yourself.
Fair enough.
We would also ask that you, as a people, or anyone that listens to these transmissions going forward, even us, even when these types of communications are coming through the channel and the information that we have to give, go check it for yourself. Do not just take what we say at face value. Give yourself a chance to explore and see what doors open up by going and experimenting with the information.
Thank you very much, Ethan. I see we have no more questions for today. Would you like to summarize?
No, we would like for you to go back and rewatch this and experience it for yourself. Because experience is the best teacher in your truth of who you are and what you have to offer the world. Go forth and look and experience. Screens are magnificent. They bring much information through. But at this time, as a planet, as a people, you're being asked to go be in the world. Do not allow yourself to just fall into a trap or an echo chamber. Explore and test everything. If it's true, typically you won't have to force beliefs or have to jump through too many hoops to know if it's true. If it's true for you, it works in your life. If it does not, don't use it. Don't hold on to it. Allow yourself to move on to the next stage of things. And above all else, have fun. Good day.
Thank you very much. Good day.
All right, that was fun.
Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very, very much, everyone.
For those that are watching and everyone in the future, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.
All right.